Lucille H. Smith, representing her. Dr. Smith.
Good afternoon. Let me put the pair of eyes on before you turn the clock on. Mine, I can't, I'm at a point where I can't see far away or close up. To Dr. Waddell and the LISD board, I'm Dr. Lucille H. Smith, a retired principal from this district. I have always taken pride as being the first black principal here in this district, not only because of that, but because the district was able to open up their eyes and see me for what I was and not what I was wrapped in, and so I've always taken great pride in that. This district is on its website committed to a statement that says committed to excellence. I am not here to be insultive, to be a know-it-all to all the answers, and most importantly, to speak in absolutes. Balancing a budget that is already anemic is not an easy task. Having said that, and having been in a position of looking at staffing for many years, I have a sense of the magnitude of your task. I have worked in some situations with many of the central office staff members. I am not here to insult or to negate y'all in any way. However, I feel strongly that the people who are responsible for the pedagogy of our students should be looked at last in the formula to infuse more monies available to our district. A formula to disturb or decrease our teacher numbers in a negative way would increase our class sizes. That is, probationary and ordinary teachers. These teachers are already have laborious jobs, eyes watching them with stressful situations. Their successful pedagogical methodologies keep the test scores high, and they serve as the nucleus, in my opinion, to committed to excellence, that statement that you all have behind you, and more particularly on your website. And in everything that I read, I see that. And having been a part of this district, I know that our district is committed to excellence. I have a daughter that's 39 now, and the only school that she ever attended was Lewisville ISD. She tested 5% in the nation and got scholarship offers from everywhere. And now she's a very successful individual, giving back in a positive way to our community. I have spoken with many teachers. They would love to have a classroom deputy this, and an associate teacher deputy that, a class teacher coordinator this, with each one having a full-time secretary that they could say, would you hold my calls, please, or hold my students? Are you getting the picture? Dr. Waddell, I haven't met you before, but I've read on your website many things about you, and it leads me to believe that your heart is in the right place. But I also realize that when I look at the number of staff members that are here at this central office, it appears to me that this number, it shows a prima facie top-heavy staffing. Look closely at the decision makers and the negatives as well as the positives. Excuse me. Okay, well, one last thing. Teachers are the nucleus of our schools. So goes the teacher, so goes the classroom. I think anybody can figure it out.
Thank you, ma'am. The next name I have is Madeline Ridge from Denton, Texas.
Oh, yes.
There you go. Welcome to Lewisville, ma'am.
Good evening.
Hello.
To the board members and to everyone. I am here. I work at JJAEP. I love my work. I love the kids at Promise. They are wonderful kids. And I submit to you, in line with Committed to Excellence, you have an awesome school there. We are the #1 JJAEP in the state of Texas. The staff, we are an awesome staff. So I submit to you, please do not remove the paraprofessionals that are there. We know our business. I've worked this work since I was 23 years old. I love my job, and you've been very wonderful to me. I'm glad to be under the umbrella of LISD. You are, to me, in the state of Texas, you're the best. You're #1, because I work under you, see. Now, I want you to really strongly consider not removing the aides there. Now, if you do, I know, I understand what you're doing. If you choose to do, please leave one. Please. Now, it doesn't have to be me. The one I want you to leave is the gentleman that works with the L1s and the L2s. In the style of training that you gave me, you told me that to have the excellence and the success of those students, we've got to have somebody who can speak not only just English, but Spanish also, because sometimes that is their first language. And not just those children of L1s, but we have children that know English that need that consistency. So I'm strongly submitting to you, humbly asking that you please either leave us there. If you have to remove me and someone else, you have 3, leave that person who is Mr. Diaz, who knows how to connect with those children, know how to consistently work with them. And let me tell you, we have success. We are a successful school there. You don't realize what you have there, LISD. You need to come see what we do there. We have an awesome staff. We have a staff that you have put together you should not mess with. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. And every time I call up here to speak to someone, I want you to know the people that I have spoken with, you have been so nice to me and so kind. You've helped me in everything that I've asked you. I just love you. I don't even have to know you. I love you. I like my district. Bye.
Thank you very much, ma'am. That was very, and yes, Mr. Hayenga, you get to follow that. Let's see if yours is entertaining.
No, I love you too. You know I do. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a couple of topics I'd like to address tonight, all of them serious. I want to start out first and say UEA is vehemently opposed to what just happened to the third-year teachers. I don't think it's put a nickel back in our pockets, and you've hurt a lot of good people, and you've struck a blow at the morale across the district. Enough on that topic. I want to talk about greater reliability. Tonight you've been asked to vote. Should these people lose their job? Should these people keep their job? What are we going to do? In a little bit you're going to hear from a teacher who's a victim of this. She's been scored by principals who you have brought back again and again out of retirement as an excellent teacher. Now she's under 2 rookies who have been scored by 2 separate campuses on the UEA survey as failures. But they have destroyed her through her evaluations. And she has been basically forced to resign. The system is broken. The system. I don't want to blame individuals. But when you cannot judge the value of one evaluation compared to another because of inter-rater reliability or inter-rater unreliability, you have nothing you can count on, let alone something to hang a career on. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you aggressively, as board members, ask for the data. You just don't want to see last year's evaluation or this year's evaluation. I ask you to seek the entire body of these teachers' work. A good woman has been hurt very deeply. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about the priorities of the district. The only reason any of us get up in the morning is to put children with our teachers. That's the only thing we do here. Everything else is secondary. Ladies and gentlemen, the message that's going back to the teachers is you're somewhat disposable. A great many of these people in this room tonight are here with these concerns. What will happen to reading recovery? What will happen to the aides? What will happen to my program? How is it I'm having to travel from one campus to the other? Ladies and gentlemen, you're striking a blow. You're making long-term changes to a short-term problem. Reach to your teachers. Embrace them. Support them. Communicate with them. They understand they're adults. But no news lets the gossip mill run strong. Ladies and gentlemen, support your teachers. Stand by your teachers. They need you. We need your leadership, each and every one of you. We need your leadership.
Thank you, Derek. The next name I have is Joe Dyoub, D-Y-O-U-B. Dave? I want to live on history. Lives on Bermuda Dunes. Cool street name.
I didn't think I was going to be speaking this fast, but anyway, just wanted to address the Lewisville board and explain to you as a citizen of Frisco, Texas, I'm a very proud LISD parent, always have been. Okay, 2 weeks ago, we had Carol present to the City of Frisco City Council and present basically a long-term zoning position regarding Hebron High School. I think that put a lot of parents' fears to rest. And I also took that opportunity to address the City Council as well. Okay, I think for too long now, 3 years, the We Are Frisco organization, who may or not be here. Is anybody here from wearefrisco.org? Okay, that's why I'm here today, because I was told they might be here today. Okay, I wanted to let everybody on the board here, Jeff, I spoke to you today on the phone. They do not represent me. They do not represent my neighborhood. Things they say are very hurtful, and I really, really resent what they have to say. Okay? I explained this to Mayor Masso. I explained this to the Frisco City Council. And I hope they will stop taking endorsements from the We Are Frisco organization. Okay? I know some of the people here are running for re-election. I know some of you have to make harsh political decisions, but again, I would urge you to consider their track record. Consider what they say. Consider what they say about Julie and Carol on their website, that they somehow insulted the Frisco. Got a minute 24. That's really all I wanted to say about the We Are Frisco. I do work for Hewlett-Packard. Okay, didn't realize we're going to be having a commercial tonight. So thank you so much for that. Very, very proud of what the Colony High School did. I would encourage the LISD to work with HP and get that video posted. That's a great, great video. That's very inspirational to all the schools. I think. Given my background, it is in technology. That's what I got a degree in when I was in school, in graduate school, working part-time. Excuse me, going to school part-time, working full-time. We were working on something called spread spectrum technology, okay? That evolved into wideband CDMA. That's what you hear on the radio all the time from Verizon, AT&T, 3G, 4G, LTE. That's where it comes from. Very high-speed integrated circuits. That's why Intel and Texas Instruments dominate that business. Something called DARPANET. You may know that. That's what the internet comes from. All right. I believe innovation is the goal of our generation, our new generation. I think the teachers that are sitting here are the goal. Okay. I work for a business. Obviously, I'm in the business to make a profit. The teachers that are here are not. And I've learned a long time ago, numbers keep score. They don't tell the human story. You've heard the human story tonight. I couldn't agree more with the comments about support your teachers. That's very good. And that's pretty much my comments for today. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. The next name I have is Deborah Fitzhugh.
Hello, thank you for letting me speak tonight. I'll just be brief. I want to introduce myself. My name is Deborah Fitzhugh, and I, along with Joe, also live in the Frisco portion of LISD. I'm also a very proud LISD parent. My daughter attends Tom Hicks Elementary School. She's a third grader there. I consider myself very involved at the school, and I volunteer there regularly. The reason I'm here tonight is I want this board to know that the group that Joe referred to is being very hurtful to our portion of the district. They do not speak for all of the Frisco parents that are very, very proud of the schools that our children attend and want to continue to attend. We do not want to be redistricted to FISD, as a lot of people have rumored and have said. And I really appreciate both Julie Foudy and Carol Kyer for coming to the Frisco City Council 2 weeks ago and addressing that. I can't tell you how much it meant to me personally, as well as the 30 or more parents who were also in the room that night. I also want to thank Dr. Waddell for coming to our school a few weeks ago and speaking to a library full of moms who were there. And we asked you lots of tough questions, and I appreciate you coming and addressing us and being very honest with us and letting us know that our children are secure at Hebron for the long run. And I really appreciate that. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I just wanted to thank you guys for your service. I know how hard you guys work, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And I just wanted to thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The next card I have is Barbara Monroe.
I teach kindergarten here at Lewisville over the last almost 2 years since Ms. Andrea Smith, vice principal, and Rod McGinnis, principal, took over Creekside Elementary. I've been bullied, humiliated, and abandoned by my hometown.
Ma'am, you really don't want to. We don't put personnel stuff out in front of everybody because it's just not fair to you or the people that you're talking about. So I suggest if you like to do some kind of grievance or make it so that you're not using their names or your school or just any kind of identifying marks.
I started first grade in Lewisville and went all the way through graduation from Lewisville High School, as well as my sisters, aunts, uncles, and cousins. I was a fighting farmer and a member of the sweepstakes winning marching and concert bands. I received my bachelor's degree in education from the University of North Texas and did my student teaching at Creekside Elementary. I am a product of this school system. I was taught in this system from my first day of school through how to be a teacher in college. But after 5 years of having exceeds expectations of my performance evaluations, I all of a sudden 2 years ago became inadequate to teach. I was also a member of the curriculum writing team for social studies that helped write the curriculum for kindergarten and social studies that is currently being used. I also was a coach for the 5th grade in UIL spelling, and I've also been a judge for UIL, but now I'm not good enough to teach at LISD. I feel the system that is in place does not benefit teachers at all. I was told I could write a rebuttal to anything they wrote about me. When I wrote my rebuttals and nothing was changed, I asked. The principal stated that what was done with them, and they told me that they didn't change anything, that it just went into my file, and if anybody wanted to see what I had to say about it, it was there. Well, I tell teachers they have a right for rebuttal if nothing changes. What is the point? It is just to make us feel as if we did something against the bullying that is being placed on us. Yes, I did have another person come and evaluate, give me an evaluation.
You're really approaching a grievance, and I would hate to, at any point, by you doing this, it unvalidates it. So may I suggest that you submit a grievance of some sort?
I think
she has a right under Article 1, Section 17 of the Texas Constitution to present a remonstrance or a petition. She can do it this way or file a grievance if she wishes.
And this is the way you choose to do it?
yes.
Okay. Why don't you add another minute there to...
I did have another evaluation, and that person came in from the second evaluation was supposed to be impartial. Imagine my surprise when I found out that she not only was an assistant principal, also worked under the principal that we have. She is acquainted with our vice principal, and they have done several principal workshops together. What is impartial about this? Nothing. Someone on the same level in a district is going to protect their peer and not the teachers. Teachers have been told horror stories in the past that the new evaluators come in and say, how bad do you want me to make this? Unfortunately, I found out the hard way that this horror story is true. This is not impartial at all. If the other party works with the parties being questioned, this is wrong. The vice principal was out to get me before school started in 2009, and she had never been in my room before. She was an assistant principal for 2 years prior to that. only working with bilingual teachers and never had worked with me. She went up to a fellow teacher that had requested I have her child in my classroom before school started in 2009 and asked her if she wanted to take her out of my class. I, as well as the other teacher, was surprised and confused about this question. She then proceeded to give me a bad evaluation. Then after going to workshops last year and even going to a kindergarten conference in Austin last summer that I paid for out of my own pocket, she gives me an evaluation even worse than the year before.
Okay, ma'am, that's your time. Okay, thank you.